Boy, Keith, it's so interesting to me how the snowfall totals really ramp up the more inland you go. I mean, we're talking about 3 inches on the coast potentially and 2 feet in the mountains. It's crazy.
That's why it's so much fun to do this job. Well, the first thing, so I was off the last 2 days, but of course I'm a weenie, so I looked. And at one point I was on the chairlift at Sugarloaf, and I looked
tired because
and
he's
was
been
like,
working the whole time.
I was just like, they're gonna get crushed. Like the mountains are just gonna get crushed with snow. They're happy about that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the zones between the crush zone and the coast that are hard. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Here's the satellite. You can see the clouds just starting to filter in from the west here. That's part of our next storm system, which is a northern stream, southern stream situation. Not unusual, but typically when you talk about a storm that's going to give us a good amount of snow, these two will phase together, merge together. That's actually not going to happen in this scenario, but moisture will ride along this into the northern stream and give us enough total moisture for some good snowfall totals here tomorrow into tomorrow night. So up through midnight tonight, I don't see any issues at all. After that, from southwest to northeast, here comes the snow. Initially light, so if you get caught out in it, it's okay, but within an hour or two, it'll start getting heavier. And I think a lot of us wake up tomorrow morning over southern Maine with snow certainly already on the ground, and in some cases, several inches over western Maine and back into New Hampshire. Snow continues even along the coastline here through tomorrow morning, through the middle of the morning, and it's not until the afternoon that we start to get warmer air at the mid-levels. We call this a warm nose in meteorology, but it's basically just warmer air going over the top of this colder dome. So that starts to transition some of these zones over to freezing rain, most likely, potentially some sleet. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Notice along really truly the immediate coastline, we will go over to cold rain. So that'll happen through the afternoon, still fighting the battle inland. Meanwhile, just hammering snow in the mountains. Temperatures in the teens. It's powdery stuff. It accumulates very quickly. I think roads up there will be very difficult by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Along the coast tomorrow evening, we change back over from rain to sleet and freezing rain on the back end, and then we end all of this as snow early on Sunday morning, and then we're done. So again, the potential of the mountains is huge, and in theory, I don't like having a range this big of 12 to 24 inches, but I think 24 is definitely doable, and I think 12 is the minimum, so that makes sense. I don't think 18 is the lowest end there. 6 to 12, and I did include, just to be clear, Augusta and Lewiston in this. Why don't I just zoom in? It'll be easier. I don't have to name your towns. I forgot I made this map. I also put Portland in 3 to 6 because from that zoomed out zone, it looks like maybe they're in 1 to 3, but it's not. I think we're in 3 to 6. You get into Cape Elizabeth, Scarborough, Wells, that's 1 to 3. Going to the north, you see that 1 to 3 zone's a little bit bigger to include Bar Harbor, to include Eastport and Machias. Bangor, though, again, 6 to 12. Orono as well, 12 to 24, including Presque Isle, Greenville, and Dover Foxcroft. So that's what we're looking at. There will be ice as well on top of this. I think these numbers are too big. Just look where that contour is, which is just away from the coastline where they'll see snow and then freezing rain on top of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that part's the bad part. I think the snow in the mountains is fine, great, really. But the freezing rain is tough. Good news is there's really very little wind here because it's not a true normal nor'easter. So that will keep our power outage risk down a bit.
Good.
But we will see some just because of the snow and the freezing rain, but there we go. I don't think I had a 24 at any point this winter.
No, I don't
any
remember.
map, so here we go.
It's spring though.
Why
so
not?
Why not?
Let's just,
you know?
let's just do it this way.
Let's start now.
Thanks, Keith.